All right, well, here we are back to building race cars. And this is kind of funny to me to think about this as being a race car because it just looks more like a clown car than a race car. But that's the way it is. Now, one of the things that we need to take into consideration when we're building a car like this is how powerful is the engine going to be and how much is the car going to weigh. A lot of classes of road course racing, rally racing, things like that have horsepower to weight ratios that we have to build around. So let's say that I was in a class that allowed me to be 10 pounds for every 1 horse that the engine made. If the engine made 10 horsepower, then the car could weigh 100 pounds. If it weighed anything less than that, I would have to make the car heavier. If it weighed more than that, and I couldn't make the car lighter, I'd be giving up a little bit of performance because force equals mass times acceleration. That crazy high school physics thing right there really is saying that, hey, the more mass I have, the more weight I have, the more force that I'm required to use to move the car at the same rate. So the horsepower and weight are very closely related to performance of the vehicle. Now, I have a target weight in mind on this thing. I'd like to get the car down to about 2,400 pounds. In race trim, I need to weigh about 2,500 pounds. That means that I'm going to have to add some weight to the car once I've got it built. But that's okay because that'll allow me to put weight where I want the weight to be, so my distribution of weight along the chassis is optimized for the handling of the vehicle. So just another one of those things that we're going to take into consideration is that weight and that horsepower and how it all plays together. Now, I'm not going to go into the nuts and the bolts of every teardown part that I do, but you could see that I've already started to remove pieces and parts, and each time I remove pieces and parts, I'm just throwing them away. They weigh too much, and so I need them to not be on the car. So things like the speakers, the seat bottoms, trim panels, all of that, that's all weight that I don't want. Additionally, I'm looking for non-structural stuff like this that I can cut out. And I'll cut these non-structural pieces out, again, to remove and reduce weight. Finally, I like to work from the rear of the car and move forward. That way, I can keep the car running and functional for as long as I possibly can. So that's just kind of the horsepower and weight and how we're going to remove weight from the vehicle thought process that I have. And that's all I've got for this time around.